Can you buy decent Warhammer hobby tools on Amazon, or is everything on there just a massive scam? I decided to go onto Amazon myself, find a cheap set of hobby tools, and then find another set of hobby tools that are around about the mid-range mark and that won't really break the bank but still offer you decent quality, or what I would hope would give you decent quality for the price tag. What I have here is a set of sprue cutters from Citadel. Now, I have owned these since I was very, very young when I first started the hobby, and these have lasted me 20 years worth of sprue cutting. They still work, they still cut pretty well, in fact. And if you want to buy yourself a brand new set of these from Games Workshop or Warhammer, depending on what you want to call them now, this is going to set you back £35.50. £35.50 for sprue cutters. Just sprue cutters alone. I think you can do better than that, which is why over the next couple of months, I'm actually going to be trying to figure out in the hobby scene of wargaming, is there a clear winner when it comes to sprue cutters, knives? But that's a story for another video. In today's video, we're going to be seeing if on Amazon you can actually buy yourself a decent set of hobby tools, one that won't break the bank, isn't a scam, and is actually worth your money. So to start with, we're going to be looking at this. This is only going to set you back £7.99 with Amazon Prime. It's probably £7.99 no matter what, even if you don't have Amazon. Can you even have Amazon Prime now without actually having Prime? Can you even order from Amazon without having Prime? I don't even know. Let me know in the comment section down below if you can actually buy from Amazon without having a Prime subscription. I'm sorry, I'm a millennial. I buy literally every subscription service that I possibly can to make my life easier. But anyway, in this pack, you get yourself a sprue cutter, a set of 2 tweezers, a hobby knife with 5 spare blades, and what looks to be a sanding stick, a nail file, sanding stick thing, the actual case it comes in, and then an actual filing stick, so like an actual file, like a proper file that you can get into small nooks and crannies. So I'm just going to crack this open if I can get into it. The packaging's made well. Okay, so in this we're obviously going to start off, so we're going to start off by taking a look at the sprue cutters. If I can get them out of their cardboard package, it's fine, I got them out in the end. So these are the sprue cutters. Overall hand feel, not bad. Good resistance. I don't know if that means anything, but if we're going to compare them, I'm not a professional. I'm doing this for you guys. I'm doing this for the people at home that want to know whether they're wasting money on Amazon before they actually waste money on Amazon. So I'm just going to do it for you. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So we have the 2 sprue cutters here side by side. So these are ones that I've been using. These are my favorite sprue cutters I've ever used. I've used some very cheap ones for £4 from Hobbycraft. If you're a beginner, and I fully understand this, you are more than welcome to buy the £4 sprue cutters from Hobbycraft. They are really not good. They will do the job, don't get me wrong. They will do the job just fine. Just make sure that you then invest within at least a month in some new sprue cutters, please. So, side-by-side comparison, we have the Citadel ones, which now I have this one. Okay, here's the thing, right? These were part of a pack that I had back in... You know what? I can't actually remember the year that I first started. I'm going to have to look back and see when the box was released, because I'm pretty sure I bought it for that Christmas. But anyway, I've had these for 20 years, okay? I was bought these 20 years ago, and they came part of a pack on Assault and Black Reach, which is one of the box sets that you got, you know, if you bought the whole sort of like two armies together and you build them both together. These are done just fine. They cut sprues perfectly fine. They are very well, you won't be able to see this in here, but if you can always tell when you've got good sprues, if the alignment is correct, when you look down the side and you see the 2 blades come together and there's no millimeter difference whatsoever when it comes to the 2 blades meeting. So these are actually perfect for that because they don't have any gap in the actual blades when they meet. There's no differentiation, and they're just good. They're a good clipper, but they're very expensive. This, on the other hand, if I look down the side, there is a little bit... Ooh, okay. There's quite a bit... Yep. These are a bit misaligned. And there is actually... If I hold this up to light, there is a gap. There is a gap in the blade. So, £7.99. This is included. Now, these are probably going to be around about a couple of quid. If you're going to put these all separately. Considering you get... How many items do you even get in this? You get one... I mean, do you count those as monetary value inside of a box? I guess you do, because you would buy these separately online, wouldn't you? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So putting it in them terms, these clippers are about £1 or about £2, depending on what you think, because you've got to put into perspective that this whole thing costs £8. So not everything in here is going to be good quality. Or is it? But that's what we're going to find out. I've been blabbering on for too long. So we're going to start off with the clippers. I'm going to hold this up to the mic so you can hear the clipping sound. I don't know what to feel about that. That is not smooth at all. Okay, let's take something off the sprues. There's our first problem. I can't even get into the actual sprue. Oh, there we go. Okay, got it off. Okay, yeah. Okay. Proof is in the pudding. Have we got... Yeah. We have got some horrible lines been left behind. We've got some horrible bits of sprue that have been left on. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but if I have something to point this out with, just there is a bit of sprue that's been left on the model, and you want clippers that don't do that. Already not off to a great start. Okay, so the clippers mid. We'll rate the... Sorry. We'll rate this at the end of this box when I've done looking at it all, and we'll give it a rating out of 10. 10 being you should probably buy it. 1 means don't even look at it. Don't even click on the ad. So then we have basically nail files, and they are flimsy. What even is this? Oh, okay. 2 grits, 2 level of grits. That feels horrible. Cheap. I don't even know what you'd even use these for. I mean, the models are so tiny. What are you gonna be sanding here? I don't. Pile of crap. All right. Tweezers. I mean, tweezers are tweezers. At the end of the day, tweezers are tweezers, right? You're not gonna get any more sophisticated than a pair of tweezers that pinch together. They're a decent quality build, I guess. They're a little bit flimsy, but I mean, tweezers are tweezers, and you get 2 different types. You get these ones and these ones. Again, decent quality build. So that one doesn't actually match up at all, and neither does that one. Cool, sick. All right, now onto the hobby knife. It's a hobby knife. How sharp is this thing? Right, it's the mics. Give you some ASMR. I mean, a knife, at the end of the day, yeah, it's a hobby knife. It does what it does. It's sharp. I mean, how easy is it to change the blades? Oh, piss easy. All right, cool. So it's basically the same as every other hobby knife you're ever going to have. I mean, is that plastic? No, metal. Okay, it's very thin metal. It's lightweight. It's nice to hold in the hand. I mean, compared to the one that I have, which I think is just here. It's the exact same. This hobby knife cost me £6, I think, as part of a pack from Hobbycraft. And this comes as part of a pack that's worth £8. I mean, do you spend £6 on a singular hobby knife, or £8 on a pack that involves this? I'll let you be the judge. However, we have one last set of things. I mean, this obviously does come with the spare blades. Mine also came with spare blades, so it was a knife with the spare blades for £6. Next up, we have another nail file sanding pad. Again, for me, this is just too big for miniature painting and miniature crafting and the wargaming hobby as a whole. I fail to see where I'd use this on a miniature. Unless I'm sanding off big areas, I probably wouldn't ever use this, but it's probably good to have, I guess. Again, it's decent-ish quality. I mean, it is what it is. It's going to be cheap because obviously you're buying it for £8 as a part of a set. And then you have the file, which again, does it have... Oh, it does. Okay, nice. But again, I'm struggling to get into the small areas, which is obviously where the knife would come in handy. Okay, do you know what? Not bad. At the end of all that, is this pack worth £7.99? I've just looked further into the construction of these pliers, and they honestly look they'd last me around about 2 months at best. Very poor production quality. I really don't think that this is worth £7.99, honest to God. I feel like if they set this up for a £5, then yes, I probably would buy it. These, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being buy it, 1 being a scam. I mean, the pliers, 2. The sanding pads, 5. I can't really put much on that. This is kind of good. I'll give this a 7. A hobby knife, it's a knife. 9. The tweezers, again, probably a 9. You can't really go wrong with a pair of tweezers. However, this whole thing as a pack for $7.99, 5 out of 10 scam. If you're just starting off in the hobby, you could buy this, but I wouldn't advise it. But if you're struck for cash, I know we're in trying times, so sure, it could be viable. Would I buy it? Would I personally buy this? No, not really. Purely for the sanding pads, how thick they are, and the sprue cutters alone. Everything else in this pack, kind of worth it, but you can buy them separately for way, way cheaper. Is this a scam? Yes. Okay, so now we're moving on to the second item that I bought on Amazon, which is this. Now, this pack is going to set you back £21.99, which is a bit more expensive than the previous. In this, you get a hobby knife, 1 sanding pad, a set of 5 blade replacement blade things, a spring. Not really too sure why there's a spring in here. Oh, it could be... Oh, that's what the spring's for. Okay, so the spring's actually a spare spring for the sprue cutters. You get a set of sprue cutters, and once again, 2 tweezers. Let's crack it open. For $21.99, I would expect this to be a whole lot better quality than the previous one. However, you do get less. Only a couple things less, mind, but you do get a couple less things. So, already, looking at it, the tweezers are pretty much the exact same, and the hobby knife, again, is going to be a hobby knife. So already, I can't really call this a scam off of these. However, we will go into more depth in them in a second. The one thing that I'm always worried about when it comes to buying things for the hobby is the sprue cutters. Now, sprue cutters are used for a plethora of things in the hobby, not just for sprue cutting. However, how these attack this and how these fare with this is a big thing for me, because obviously when you're building your models, one thing you're going to be using a lot is the sprue cutters, and the hardest thing to get is a good set of sprue cutters, which is why these are already off to a pretty good looking start. Looking down the side of them, married up perfectly. The feel of it overall feels good quality. It's quite heavy. Compared to the Citadel, they're about the same weight. In terms of how they feel, oh god, yeah, no, these are a lot more janky than these. These are a lot smoother. A lot smoother, and by the looks of it do they have a wider? No, pretty much the exact same mouth opening size. Overall production quality, 10 times better on this already, and this is already £15 more expensive for just the sprue cutters. It's all in the sprue cutting. Let's get this on a thinner bit of plastic. Oh my god, that barely even picks up on the microphone. Okay, these are sharp. These... Oh, right, let's try and take something off the sprues, shall we? Oh, I do apologise for the overly sexualised noises. Oh, I'm in heaven. Okay, so it might have been the angle that I cut this one at, but there is practically no... Oh my god, wait, can I even clean these up with these? I'm actually shocked. So these also come with like a protective, like, sleeve, I guess. These are the nicest sprue cutters I have used in my 20 years of playing and painting Warhammer. Okay, right. Irregardless of how much this whole box costs as a whole, I would spend £21.99 on this product for just the sprue cutters alone. The build quality, the way these cuts, how quiet they are, and how quickly and sputtery smooth these go through the plastic is amazing. I genuinely don't think I've ever had any experience with sprue cutters like this before in my entire life. And I know I'm sounding very nerdy here, but let's be real, if you're watching this video, you are a nerd too. So, joke's on you, pal. Yeah, sprue cutters, 10 out of 10. Absolute 10 out of 10. I'm not even going to use these anymore, and these were my main go-to for the entire hobby. These are now my go-to. These are incredible. Wow. All right. Do I even need to review the rest of this box? Sure, why not? Literally the exact same product as the one in the previous one. I don't know where this company... Oh, is it Amazon though? No, it can't be. Surely. It's from a different seller. Okay. Something fishy's going on here. This is literally, I'm looking at it now, this is the exact same sanding pad as the previous one. You already know my opinions on. You already know my opinions on the previous one. Okay, so the spring is now loosey goosey. That's grand. It's the exact same blade cut holder thing, hobby knife. It's the exact same hobby knife as the one in previous, but in silver. The other one was blue. Same quality, cheapish metal, very lightweight. But I mean, the whole thing about hobby knife is the actual blade itself. It's not about the handle. I guess in a sense, if you want to get more in depth and kind of go a bit more crazy about, you know, the hobby knife as a whole, you can be like, well, the ergonomic design is crap. It doesn't feel right in my hands, and I've cut myself 5 times because I'm an idiot. That's on you, big boy. But it's a hobby knife. If the knife is sharp, it works for me. So I can't really rate that because it is what it is. Okay, so interesting here. Here's the thing. These tweezers are made and feel cheaper. They are 100% cheaper tweezers than the ones in that set. But they're still tweezers. And they still tweeze things. Set of 5 spare hobby blades, along with the hobby knife, a spare spring for these clippers, and this is brand Houseran. I hope I'm saying that correctly. If not, oops. I mean, in this you get less items than in the box, but I think overall, this whole thing as a box, I'm going to say a 9 out of 10. Scam. Not even close. Truly, these clippers are the highlight of this video. I honestly think that this, for £21.99, is about accurate. Look at it this way. You're spending £21.99 on the sprue cutters, and then for free, you're getting these spares, bits and bobs as well to go with the hobby. I think pretty much in just this box alone, you pretty much have everything you're going to need besides the glue, obviously. But I guess that's not really a tool. Is glue classed as a tool? I'm going to class glue as not a tool, just for the sake of this video. You have pretty much every tool you're going to need to build and put together a Warhammer model. So, would I suggest buying this box? Yeah, I'd say so. £21.99. It is a bit more steep and more, it's over a tenner more expensive than the previous box, but that is not even worth you looking at. Trust me, you do not want to buy that box. Do not buy that box. As for the Warhammer tools, I'll address that in a separate video in another day. I don't even know what to say about Warhammer tools, man. They are expensive for not a lot. That's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. If you want to see more content from me, click one of these videos, just hit.